What is going on, people? Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's get to the trading. What's up, Paul? Hey, Bill. No surprise here that we had just some chop overnight. Good morning, Julian. Hey, Michael. As always, we're getting our levels set. Looking for any unbroken high and unbroken low on a daily level. Yes, still in yesterday's range. And I kind of got a feeling that's where it's going to stay. And zooming in on more of like the more recent channels and stuff, we did have a little move up. That's played itself out. We're at this range high. We only got a couple minutes away from the open, and there is not a whole lot going on this week. Good morning, Tom. Hey, Ed. We really don't have much in the way of economic news. Plus, with Thanksgiving this week, Thursday and Friday are already going to be a market holiday. And Wednesday, you pretty much take to the bank that most institutions are going to be packing up, not actively putting on positions right before the holiday. So it should be a pretty light week. Today and tomorrow would be the main opportunity for the market to actually get some decent movement. And we have market open right here. Again, this uptrend played out, so we would initially be looking for a move down. I'd consider a double lower high if it sets up. Good morning, Anna. Hey, Jonathan. And we have gapped up. That is one thing to mention. We did gap up from the close on Friday. And this is coming off the 100-day moving average. So I would generally suspect that price movement would be towards the upside. Nice. I'm liking the volatility so far. Definitely some market participants on this Monday morning. It's not just a dull open. Pushing up pretty strongly here. S&P is going to go test yesterday's high. We'll see where that... Oh yeah, NQ's already above it. This is the first checkpoint for the market today. If it can hold above this, I'm definitely going to be favoring the long side. So NQ has pretty convincingly popped above yesterday's high, and the S&P still has yet to do it. It's touched it, but not gone above just yet. I do expect it to do so though here in a sec. All right, there is the move above yesterday's high for the S&P. So now the big question for both symbols is, will we stay above that level? And that's what we have to watch for. So I will even draw a wider channel. As long as we can stay above yesterday's high, I will be bullish and I will be ready to take a long. Good morning, y'all. Say, Archer. So looking for the pullback to hold this level right here. Now I would probably rather take the trade on NQ, because look how strong this is. This thing just launched higher. So we'll be watching the pullback very closely. And if it stays above that level, we're good to go to take some longs. Good morning, Joanne. Hope everyone had a good weekend, by the way. Definitely did over here. Not too rainy yet in my neck of the woods, which is good. Enjoyed some time with family and completely forgot about the markets. It was wonderful. Okay, here we go. Here's the pullback. This is what we need to hold right here. I don't think it's going to hold though, because look at the Nasdaq right now. It is still way up here. The Nasdaq is very likely to at least come back towards the EMA, which in turn will push the S&P lower. So I don't think the S&P is going to hold. We'll see if the Nasdaq can hold. So there's the S&P and not holding the key level right now. We'll switch our focus to the Nasdaq and see what it can do on this pullback. Back to the moving average now, and S&P is still dropping. Not a good look for this bullish move here. So I'm going to be deleting that wider channel. That's why you got to wait for confirmation as always. We'll stick to the original trend that we had here that looked played out. And we'll just play this downtrend. So as long as the EMA holds as resistance, we're going to be good to go to short. Do want the Nasdaq though to get down below that key level. That is the one thing. So there's a slight divergence with ES being below the level and Q being above. We need to see them move a little bit more in lockstep here. That's a pretty big bounce up there off the EMA. Of course, couldn't take it. And S&P bounced at the same time. It is still below the key level, though. We still got to wait. And look at that move down there. Sellers are definitely present. Still can't really short. NQ's above the key level. Can't go long because ES is below the key level. Not enough information on to which side of the market is winning here. This long is really tempting on NQ. If the S&P was doing even remotely the same thing, I would for sure be taking this. Okay, S&P has officially had this move down play out. It's a break in a new extreme. So we would expect it to bounce. Meanwhile, NQ has an uptrend that's in place, and now at least we're expecting both markets to go up. So that's good. So if we can get a setup on the NQ now, I do feel better about taking a long. So watching for that. The most recent green bar is an inside bar, so I'm not too excited about that. I want to see a higher low occur. Come on, baby. Move down, get us that higher low. Want this to tick below the previous bar like that. Beautiful. Now if this can turn around really bullish, I'm going to be taking it. Cool. That is what we're looking for there. Come on. Finish bullish. Yep, looking good, looking good. Cool, we'll take that. Hopefully the S&P can bounce now. We will probably look to trail this pretty tight. We're still at a contentious key level that we're not entirely sure if it's going to hold or not, so kind of looking for a quick scalp. Nice, look at that move. Get my profit target out of the way in case this thing just launches up. The S&P is bouncing too now. That's awesome. I think we're going to get stopped in profit here. All right, we'll take the stop in profit. No big deal. Just looking for a quick little scalp. And ES rejecting the EMA a little bit. So we could have another leg to the downside. Bears stepping up again. Not looking to get a new high this morning, apparently. All right, NQ is now officially testing that breakout area on, I believe, a measured move, it looks like. Yep, right on this measured move. If this bar ends up bullish, I think I'm going to take a long here. Didn't quite finish on its high. And the ES, substantially weaker. We'll be watching for perhaps a wider downtrend, although that looks like it might already be played out. NQ bounced off that key level, so I'd be interested in a higher low to take a long. Was really close to just taking that long off the measured move. I think we'll take a little quick scalp here. ES still moving up. Still looks pretty contentious, like neither side has really completely taken over. Lots of movement back and forth on every little move. So we're not overstaying our welcome, just taking quick scalps when we can. If this little move up can hold and the EMA can hold, we will try possibly for a longer trade to the upside towards this new high. So looking to see a setup here and then trade that towards the new high. We'll watch this pull back to the EMA carefully. ES2 is in a nice, neat little uptrend. However, we're still below the key level, so I'm still a little bit skeptical that the bulls are really showing up. The 21 not providing great support here. Same on NQ, not super clean just yet. We're looking for a nice second entry long off that 21 EMA. We have our first leg of the pullback and our first attempt higher right here. We're looking for one more leg. We're looking for this to hold as support. We can take that long. ES is the same deal. We had our first leg here, one attempt higher. Well, technically speaking, we had a second leg and a second attempt, but it all happened below the EMA, so we couldn't take it. We're looking for a higher low right here. NQ looks a little bit better for the long. It's hovering around the EMA. ES is spiking up without a setup. All right, that little uptrend on ES played out. Makes this NQ trade a little bit sketchier, even though we do have this nice higher low. If the bar closes bullish, I still might take it. Again, ES already played out, right? We had this move up, break new high, so we would expect a correction. Unless we launch above the key level, that would be amazing. Buyers are not chilling, Tom. I agree. If ES can get above that key level, then both markets will be doing the same thing. Our probabilities of success will start to increase substantially. Not getting above the level just yet. We're right at it. NQ already popped up nearly to the new high. So we got a double top there. It might also drop down. Huge area to be watching here, guys. Not to be trading. This is not time to click buttons. We're sitting right on the fence between two distinct possibilities for the day. One is that we hold above this key level, then we're completely bullish. The other is that we drop down below, and the most likely result for that is just going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of chop. Obviously, having a clear one directional trend would be a lot better, so cheering for that bullish move, but as always, we got to trade what we get, not what we want. Still hovering right around this level. If ES breaks the previous high and holds this key level, we'll be looking at a larger channel, and we'll be getting ready to go long. On NQ's side, kind of looks like our uptrend already played out right here. However, as long as the bearish correction stays above this area, we'll be good to go. So we'll just want bearish correction to come down, make sure we're still above that key level, and then on a bounce above here, that's where we will look to go long. Unless this just like launches straight up, then we can just wait for any sort of pullback to get a trade. Okay, we're getting a drop here on the S&P. This will be really important to see what happens on this drop. If it's shallow and then we make a new high, it's all good for longs, baby. See what the EMA does, guys. So already we have one leg of this pullback. If we can pop higher here, that will be the first attempt up. Then if we pull back again, I will consider a trade that looks really good. This level has got to hold here. And on NQ, again, we are expecting a correction. So this is coming right on schedule. Expect a little correction. We just need it not to go below that swing. Pretty decent bullish bar here on ES. If it can close. Nope. Below the 21. Can't take that. And you can see, looking a little sketch for buyers here. Big dip on NQ. Well, obviously can't get long down here. Battle going down, guys. Watch this very closely. The battle rages on. Okay, ES pushing back up. I will consider a double higher low here for a long, as long as that level holds. Bearish close on that one, not going to take it. No real bar to take there, but it is looking like the bull side is winning a bit. See if we can get a pullback to the 21, and I'll be taking a long somewhere around here. Kind of looks like it's just going to launch to a new high, though. But with that, on NQ, bullishness continuing to be confirmed. Kind of looks like we might have some sort of pattern along these lines. Looking for that entry on NQ. Just need a higher low at the 21. Come on, baby. Here's our pullback. Looks like it's going to coincide with a ES pullback too. ES holding the EMA again. Looks like we might get another push to the downside. So we'll wait that out and see how deep it goes. One thing we can tell from the price action today is that there is no runaway winner, right? Like even if we do have a bullish trend, not going to be a strong one really. Every move up has been significantly contested. So a lot of back and forth. Even though we have a general direction to the upside, there's been a lot of back and forth. Sellers still could win out. And if they don't, you know, it's not going to be a runaway bull trend. In all likelihood, we'll continue to just chop higher. Looking for a higher low on NQ. Pretty close to just going long to take a quick scalp here, actually. Did y'all just get a big spike there? My chart freaking out right now? No spike? Okay, so I'm just having some weird data stuff. Now we're really chopping, guys. Look at this action over the last 20 minutes. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Very congested area. Probabilities have plummeted. As I said at the beginning of this session, we really don't have a whole lot going on this week. You know, today and tomorrow are really the biggest chances for movement. Even then, there's not like a catalyst for movement. But then Wednesday, institutions are likely going to start wrapping things up. Thursday's off. Friday might as well be off. So it should be a light week. I would not expect any big moves, and keep your trade count really light and your position size really small this week. There's no reason to swing for the fences here. Sellers pushed it back down to that key level, starting to trade below it a little bit. Well, we're still waiting for one side to win out. If you had to take a bet, you know, it does look like the buyers are winning. We continue to push above the key level, but we haven't really had a solid directional confirmation. So I would still hold off in this area. Wait for us to expand beyond this price point. NQ does look much better. It's been able to stay above that key level essentially the whole session. So opportunities probably a little bit better on the Nasdaq this morning. But in general, we should keep it light today, and yeah, let the market come to you. Really have it like convince you, hey, you need to take a trade here. Otherwise, there's no need to click buttons and lose money for no reason. But anyway, looking forward to a good week. Good to be with you guys. I hope it's a wonderful trading day for you. We'll be scoping some sweet setups in the Discord today. Love to see you join. And with that, have a great day.